Hello, my beautiful Aries. How are you doing, darling? My name is SimplyVelca, and today, darling, we're going to be getting into your weekly tarot horoscope reading for the days August 9th to the 15th of August, Aries. So if you find any tarot cards that resonate with you in this weekly reading today, let me know in the comments below, Aries, which ones do and how they do, darling, because that's how I keep up with you. Also, if you do enjoy this tarot reading today, Aries, or you just enjoy my vibe, I would really appreciate it if you were to give this video a like and subscribe, because it does help me out a lot, and I always do appreciate when you do the extra step to support me. But remember, Aries, I'm just a man reading some tarot cards to you, honey. You know your situation better than I ever possibly could, so take the tarot cards that resonate, leave what doesn't. I believe cards are just here to give you some food for thought, perspective for you to be considering, Aries, but never making the choices in your life, because it's your life to live, darling, not mine, and certainly not these tarot cards. So let's just get into your reading for this week, Aries. Let's see kind of just like the overall plot line for you, Aries. What's going on for you this week? All right, let's start getting a taste. Three of Wands coming in here, and also Aries, be sure to check out your monthly tarot reading that I did for August as well. We have the Three of Wands stepping forward to you, Aries. So I like this energy for you. You are in your energy, essentially, right? Because you are a fire sign. Wands is fire, darling. But with the Three of Wands here, this shows to me, it's giving me very much so movement. It's giving me, Aries, very much so, you're starting to see signs or like figuring out the clues on like where you need to be connecting the dots. I feel this as Aries, and so I really like this energy. This is, I'm going to be saying, a week for you, Aries, right off the bat, for you guys to really just be paying attention to like signs from like your spirit guides. If you're open to that, Aries, this is a time for you guys to really be observing what the universe is trying to show you this week, and because they're trying to direct you, essentially, right? So let's get some clarifiers on this. All right, here. So we have coming in the Devil card stepping forward, with the Knight of Cups coming in, as well as Aries, the Nine of Swords. So this is giving me very much so, Aries, like it's almost like this sense of a situation that you're having a lot of anxiety about. And so in this situation, with this Devil card here, it's giving me, let's just say for simplicity's sake, a person, Aries. It shows to me this sense of where you're in this Nine of Swords energy, right? And so there's this sense of like stress, anxiety, Aries. It's just not really a good energy to be in naturally, right? And then when you have this complemented with the Devil card, this is where you're just like, this is like the issue, this is the blockage. Now the Devil card could be coming in, Aries, in the sense of just like your own self-doubt, your own insecurities, right? If this is about a person or a situation outside of yourself, Aries, this is what you're having anxiety about, in the sense of almost like limiting you, is this sense of like this because I do feel like this Devil card, like, it doesn't put you on, like, it feels like you're being put on the defensive rather than, like, feeling aggressive towards this area. So this is letting me know the sense of, like, you're kind of just wanting this to, like, figure itself out, right? Because with the Nine of Swords, rather, it's kind of like waking up from a bad dream in this deck, right? This person is dreaming of, like, I think it's just like a dragon or, like, some type of demon, darling. But they wake up from that nightmare. So it's this sense of where, Aries, you guys want to wake up from some nightmare that's going on in your life. And obviously for everybody, a nightmare is individualistic, right? Cameo from Miss Tulip, darling. Knight of Cups here, this is coming to me where it is this week. I feel like something is going to be resolving itself. Something is going to be snapping you out of this nightmare, Aries. So this is definitely a good thing to be looking into, right? Especially when you consider this is under the Three of Wands guise. It's a very complementary energy. So let's take a deeper look into this Knight of Cups, actually, Aries, and see, darling, y'all saw that, and see what is trying to come forward. And the three clarifiers came out for this Knight of Cups to see what this is going to be looking like. So Aries, we have the King of Cups, fabulous. We have the Two of Swords with the Five of Pentacles coming in here. So this is coming to me where Aries, it shows to me it's almost like a elephant spoken of, elephant in the room. I forget which sign I said this for last week, Aries, but it's almost like this sense of where this Knight of Cups comes in, a conversation is had. Someone is coming to communicate with you, Aries, and kind of speak of their point of view, perhaps, right? Two of Swords is where they're just like, hey, this is where my perspective is. Their perspective feeling where they feel like they're kind of forced to having to make a choice with something, Aries. Five of Pentacles, this is deep down what it is that they feel about the situation. They feel anxious about it. They don't feel like they belong in the situation anymore, right? As the Five of Pentacles. And so I do feel as if this is about an outside source other than your own insecurity or like your own issues, Aries, because y'all know I like to always hold our own selves accountable and stuff as well. I really do see this as a dynamic of whatever issue is going on. I do feel as if there's going to be some type of conversation that is had to have a better understanding of perspectives, and also just brings this sense of King of Cups energy, which is very much so stable, just very much so in control, right? So showing to me, you know, not really conflicting. It's not really chaotic in that sense, Aries. So I like this a lot. Even if this isn't about a person and we were to just categorize this for outside source, I really do feel like this is just more so speaking on the dynamic of an Aries who kind of feels lost and a lot like trapped in their identity almost, or a loss of identity, trying to discover their identity, really, Aries. So King of Cups coming in here with this Knight of Cups as the main focus point for this. This is showing to me just sometime this week, something coming forward to you, even if it's by your own choosing, by your own creation, Aries, of trying to find your purpose. That'd be kind of like what it is. The main focal point of this reading in general would be is just figuring out where you want to be going next, right? Because it's all in the sense of journeying, all in the sense of progression, whether this is progression with other people or just progression in your own personal life with you and yourself, Aries, right? You're just trying to go forward, which we cannot fault an Aries for trying to do that, darling, right? You just don't want to repeat some of the same things as before, right? I just heard that. Something about trying to avoid patterns, something about Aries, yeah, it just feels like you're trying to avoid repeating something. So we have as a number for you, the animal oracle card for this is the White Raven spirit coming in here, 66 equaling to 3 for numerology, Aries. And so this card says White Raven spirit, trust in the magic and things. And so Aries, if you are losing a little bit of hope in how the situation is going to be looking, right? Naturally, when you are in a nightmare, right, you don't, well, you can acknowledge sometimes it's a nightmare, darling, but other times, you know, it kind of feels hopeless. I do feel as if Aries, that it's a strange message, but I do feel as if like and I know that's such a corny thing to say, it's just like, oh, your guides are trying to help you out, your guides are working with you, but I truly do feel as if there's something more going on at play here, in the sense of trying to make this work out, right? There does seem to be some type of spiritual influence in trying to figure this out for you, Aries. So yeah, overall good cards, darling, though. You definitely are going to be waking up out of your nightmare. I can tell you that, darling. So Aries, now let's get into what is it that you don't see coming towards you this week. What don't my Aries see coming towards them this week? What's going on for my Aries? All right, so what you don't see coming, these two cards coming in here, interesting. We have the Ten of Cups coming in here with the Ten of Swords in the reverse, as well as the Ten of Wands in the reverse. Funny how you're getting all these tens cards, and the other card in the back of the deck is the Fool card. So fabulous, fabulous. Oh. Ooh, Aries, this adds such an interesting storyline to you guys, right? Especially when you consider that first row, like these first cards that we pulled for you, Aries. I don't know why I'm hearing the scratching sound from Tulip, where her scratching post is down on the floor and she's not on the floor. She stopped. Anyways, darling, right? This adds such a juicy dynamic, but in a fabulous way, darling, because tens I always associate with closures of cycles you're completing, right? And so in one sense, you're just like, okay, well, this could be fizzling out, right? If this is about a person or a job or something, closing out the cycle, moving on to the next thing, right? But the fabulous thing is we step into the Fool card. Now, if this was about closures, the Death card would have come forward here, right? Because then it's just like washing hands clean, done. Now this gives the message, especially in the dynamic of these cards, and I'll get into it, Aries. It's just a lot to really unpack here. This Fool card just really adds this emphasis of stepping into a new chapter, a new beginning with this person. Because what you don't see coming, this is the first card that came out, the Ten of Cups, Aries. And so in this Ten of Cups, this is the happy family life, all your cups filled, right? You're not wanting of anything, right? Very much so this sense of accomplishment and just just happy, right? And I really do feel as if this is more so speaking on like your personal life, coming in here, because then Ten of Swords as well as the Ten of Wands being inverted, fabulous portion to this, because this adds such a lovely dynamic of where, Aries, you consider the consideration of tens associating being closures to things, right? You have the Ten of Cups in the upright, where it's talking about thriving family life, right? Thriving personal life, looking beautiful, right? And then we have the Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords coming in here in the reverse, which is letting me know the Ten of Swords in the reverse refers to communication, talking about pains that, were inflicted on you, and just the pains in general, the wounds that were inflicted in, such a situation. If you guys got into a fight or something, darling, right? If there's any type of, you get the point, Aries. Like if there's any type of bad blood, you talk about it, right? You talk about what's weighing you down. Ten of Wands, because when this is in the upright, I see this as a message of where this is what's weighing you down, but it's showing to me in this dynamic, this is the communication that really let's like just releases a lot of burden for you, Aries. And I almost feel like this is similar to what I was saying to you last week of what was coming up for you, Aries. So definitely interesting. Let me check that out as well, if you haven't watched last week's reading for you, Aries. But fabulous, fabulous, fabulous cards to be coming in here, because yeah, as I was saying, if we had all this and then we put a death card in there, darling, then I'm just like, okay, well, this situation ends at least on pretty good terms, right? Where at the very least you, Aries, darling, are ending on a good note, and you are feeling, just this freedom, right? But since you're going into the Fool card, it's this dynamic of where it's just like, all right, can we just start from scratch? Can we just go back to how it used to be, or just start from the beginning? No wounds, no resentments, nothing, right? You're just being like, can we just start over, right? So very, very interesting, for this, reading, Aries. Like, let's get some advice when it comes to this, right? How is this, if this is about a person, what is this about, right? Where are they at mentally? Aries, I want to figure that out. Where are they at mentally if this is about a person? We have the High Priestess card, so definitely they are aware of the situation as well, Aries. This is letting me know someone that is just very intuitive. Anytime I see the High Priestess card for someone's attributes, I always associate them to be spiritual, which then, when you go back and consider, Aries, the White Raven spirit card coming in here, what I was talking about before, trusting in the magic and all that, and I just felt as if there's spiritual forces, I rest my case, right? Then we have the Seven of Wands coming in here. Definitely a feeling, for them where, and then the Moon card. So yeah, I feel like Aries, for their situation here, they're feeling very much so, like, it's almost like this sense of where they're aware that something's going on, but now they're feeling a little bit protective or a little bit defensive, because they're aware something's going on, or they're aware something, or there's just this sense of like, they feel like something is up, right? They feel like there's like some type of like whatever it is that you're feeling, Aries, but they don't know how to go about approaching it. And so instead, their reaction is just to close in more, be like listening to their own intuition, and becoming just essentially more reserved, more hermited, Aries, rather than actually talking about it. And so it's interesting to see that Knight of Cups, because then, like when we consider from before, because then it leads me to be thinking, Aries, I'm just like, well, how is this situation going to be coming into a conversation, right? Because like if this person's like closing themselves off, Aries, then I'm just like, well, girl, what's the tea? Like, how does this Knight of Cups add to this dynamic, darling, right? But now that I'm thinking about it, this may be coming in a sense of where conversation is forced to be had through the work of spirit, right? So this could be in the sense of like a blowout, like something happening of where someone finally like says something, they say their piece, right? It's just like that, waiting for that one feather to just like break the back, and just like it starts like the yelling and all of that, right? Obviously, in this sense, though, the yelling leads to just like passionate conversation, because I do see you guys coming into this like reset, right? So let's get a closing card for this. New moon in Aries, it's time to be taking action, right? So this is your new moon, and this is also new beginnings, right? This is also, when you consider the Fool, also new beginnings. Seems to be just this main emphasis for you, Aries, where you're just stepping into a whole new beginning for your life now, and it's through conversation, it's through you talking about things that have just been weighing on you, that you've been having a lot of anxiety about. Because now that I'm thinking about it further, together. I do know for your past weekly readings, Aries, there's been just something that's been really keeping you back from really being as productive as I know you would like to be, or accomplishing the amount of things that you would personally like to be accomplishing, Aries. And it's because of these other outside distractions that you seemingly cannot get rid of. So yeah, this is interesting. So now, Aries, let's get into just what are the good things in the works for my Aries, right? Let's lighten the mood up a little bit. What are the good things in the works for my beautiful Aries? We have the Nine of Pentacles, fabulous card for my self-employed Aries right now. Fabulous card to be really, I always say when you see the Nine of Pentacles, this is where whatever it is that you're doing, Aries, see if you can just multiply that by like 10, right? For my self-employed ones. Nine of Pentacles as well, just coming in here just in casualness, in terms of just casual career and all that. Not that you get the point, Aries, but this is very much so giving me Eight of Swords, very much so. Okay, there is anxiety coming in here, Aries, where it comes to financial means, right? Some sense of like you worrying about if you can handle it or not. Chariot card coming in here, but there's going to be a change of pace, and that's really soon, coming up rapidly, right? And so we have the Empress card with the Two of Pentacles coming in as well. It's almost as if, Aries, you're going to be like, I see, if you want my advice, right? Obviously, if you're in this far, darling, into the reading, then you, at the very least, don't mind hearing the advice. This is giving me very much so, don't be afraid of switching things up, Aries, in terms of how you get your money, right? And so my self-employed ones, don't be afraid of changing up how you approach to it, right? I do feel like with this Two of Pentacles here, like choices need to be made, almost the sense of like, you can't keep doing the things that you've been doing to get better results, right? You need to think about the bigger picture on things. Eight of Swords coming in here is just like, yeah, there's just like such a limiting belief in terms of like where your creation can come from, or like it's just you're doubting yourself in terms of manifesting, whether this is in career and manifesting money, or just manifesting a situation just to be better, darling, right? There's just like a lot of self-doubt that I'm getting from my Aries. And so Two of Pentacles, Three of Empress, Three of Empress card, and the Chariot card coming in here. Now the Chariot card trumping, like being the main focus point in these two, going off of the Chariot card. This is showing to me very much so that if you were to change things up, Aries, change up how you are essentially manifesting, right? You would get a lot quicker results, right? So essentially take this in a, just in a very normal person way, darling. Change up things and you'll be surprised by like how much quicker you can get things done, or how much quicker you can accomplish things if you were to just be a little bit more malleable and be able to switch things up. But darling Aries, that is the tarot reading that I have for you this week for the August 9th to the 15th, right? If you enjoyed this tarot reading today, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe, darling. Also, if you would like to book a private personal reading with me, Aries, my website is linked down below, SimplyVelca.com, next to my social medias, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, honey, all just being SimplyVelca. And yeah, I love you so much, Aries. Be sure to check out your monthly tarot reading, and yeah, make sure to make a wish on this lucky 1111 rose quartz stone, and hopefully I can talk to you sometime in the near future, Aries. I love you so much.